I don't have a password. Channel Ritual Misery. Start.
Yep.
We are now live.
We are live. Let's go ahead and tweet that out real quick.
Okay. Is this a new thing you guys are doing, or I didn't know that we were...
Yeah, we're trying to...
We're constantly revising everything and trying to get it to go.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You gotta throw some stuff, throw some shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Let me do this tweet real quick. Let's forget how to tweet when I'm on the web interface.
Right? I'm just gonna let you tweet it, and I'll just retweet it.
I have to log into Twitter to do that. Apparently, I left my phone at my house.
Oh. Well, that's convenient.
Yeah. Fortunately, my computer does all that stuff. Error, connection, closing link, connection timed out. That's really weird.
So, while we're waiting, if you want to go ahead and do your bumper.
Okay, sure. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Coach Mikal Abdullah, and you are listening to Ritual Misery. Keep training, keep growing. Os.
Sounds good.
There we go. Money. Thank you very much.
Did it? Can you play it back if I got it right?
Nope.
Not yet.
Until after we finish recording.
Yeah.
Okay. You can tell me I got it wrong later then.
Fair enough.
If you could enunciate growing a little bit better, not sound like your English is all fucked up.
If you could say your name a little bit more accurately, that'd be great.
If you could pronounce it how it's spelled, that would be...
Yeah.
Mikal. If you could make it sound more American, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Look. If you could just change your name to where it's something white, like John Smith. Can you do that? Can you just go John Smith?
If it could sound a little less terroristy, that would be...
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have heard that, by the way. I had a company that wanted to support me and do an info product with me, and they asked me if I would change my name, at least online.
What? That is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Needless to say, we're not working together.
Yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't think so. God, that's shit.
That would be a deal breaker.
Yeah, it was.
All right, there we
Yeah,
go.
it
The
was.
tweet's out,
I
and
was
I've
like,
retweeted
no,
it.
we're not gonna.
All right, so we have at least one live viewer, one person in the chat.
Probably the same person, but might get some more with the tweeter.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
I think he froze.
Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure something's not going on with that.
Make sure nobody's on the Netflix.
Hey, hi. Hey, I'm on doing a podcast. Can you, I think the bandwidth is going down. You know something online? Okay. No, it's all good. I think guys are eating up our bandwidth.
Yeah.
Tell them they don't need to periscope their workouts.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
I think we're better now. I can hear you perfectly.
Well, good.
That was immediate.
Telling you. Got clear all my stuff out here. Okay, cool. Got it. Don't need that open right now.
Oh. So you said you did want me to do the bumper again as Michael Smith?
Yeah. Actually, I think your audio quality is a little bit better now. If you want to go ahead and just redo the one that you just did.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead, man.
Hey guys, this is Michael Smith of... No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, we got Michael Smith to do our bumper.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, this is Mikal Abdullah. Hey guys, this is Coach Mikal of Aces Jiu-Jitsu Club, and you're listening to Ritual Misery. Keep growing, keep training. Os.
Excellent. See, that was actually better.
Yep, I did like it. That was good.
Right. You call Jeremy a hippie real quick.
Dirty hippie.
All right, and I'm. Let's see. I can actually close that. I don't need that right now. I'm ready to go whenever you guys are.
Waiting on you, brother.
Wait.
Let's do a sound check. Make sure you can hear my themes.
Yep.
All right. Let me reset that sound. There we go. Have you been watching the news, Mikal?
Probably not as much as I should be.
Okay, good. No, I was just gonna say if you have, don't mention it.
Don't what?
Don't mention it.
The news?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like Maury news or the Chronicle news or like
the stuff about Korea that's going on CNN right now. Stuff I can't talk about.
Oh, okay. Let's not mention it then.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like we just didn't, right?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
Well, we're live. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's I'll give you some fingers and we'll go down this thing.
Sweet. That's what she said. I
I
couldn't
was
help
waiting
it.
for that. As soon as I said it, I knew that was gonna happen.
Yep. I was biting my
All right.
tongue.
Kent, you recording?
Yes.
Okay. We are a go. Hello and welcome to the Ritual Misery Podcast, episode Beta 45 for Thursday, the 20th of August, 2015. This is a show where two lifelong friends talk about geek stuff and whatever else comes to mind. I'm Amos, and that guy with the stupid-looking, funny stuff on his face, that's Kent.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
I think you got a little retirement right here, dude.
Yeah, I got a whole
right
bunch of retirement all over here.
How you been, man?
All right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Hey,
It's early morning, and I'm drinking coffee.
yeah, so that's a switch back from last week, right?
Yeah.
We have with us another guest this week. He's a returning guest. I had a really funny little quip to throw in there, but of course that's not happening because my brain is half fried. Mikal Abdullah, how you doing, man?
Hey! I was waiting for the applause line. You guys don't have one of those?
No.
we can add it in post production.
Oh, that'd be cool. I would love that. It would boost my confidence.
Yeah, we can give you a little round right now. Ready?
Yay!
Does that help?
I want to do that every morning now. Now I felt good. It felt right. Every morning, tell my girlfriend when I wake, clap for me.
There you go. There you go. All right. So you're here because last time you were on the show, we had spoken about a movie coming out called Ant-Man, and that movie has now come out. I hear you've watched it once or twice. Kent has watched it, and I have seen the first 8 minutes of it while I was waiting for you guys to show up during pre-show. So it's looking to be a great conversation, and we'll get to that here in a little bit after we do our weekly recaps. What is up with the seminar stuff, man? What's going on?
Oh yeah, Tuesday night at the dojo we had a special guest sensei come in, Sensei Willard. I think he's a sixth or seventh dan. He came in and gave us about a 2-hour seminar, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. He showed us a different perspective on just things like kata, breathing techniques, just kind of his view on how how he likes to see kata and things like that. And it was really cool. I always love when guest senseis come in because you get to see just a different perspective. I love my sensei, but it's always cool to see how others view it, and I got a lot out of it. It was really, really cool.
Cool.
So that was kind of the highlight of my week this week.
How about you, Mikal?
Seminar or just what the highlight of my week? The highlight of my week, shoot, man. The highlight of my month was getting a black belt. And,
Yes, congratulations, by the way. That's awesome.
Nice.
Thanks, man. A lot of people, it takes them like 15 years to do it, and 20 years, and I was able to do it and argue with some people argue 5 years, some people argue 7, right? So, and defend my belts and beat black belts at most of those levels, right? So
Right on.
Very cool.
pretty stoked. That was really awesome. This week, man, dude, every week is so awesome. It's hard to pinpoint on one particular thing, man. Training's going awesome. This last weekend, some of my fighters competed, like a bunch of hardware. They won fights and all kind of good stuff. So I'm feeling good.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Very cool. My week, the highlight of my week this last week, other than the usual. So two things. One, we did a second improv show. This is the second full-blown production that we've done, and it went great. The sound, once I actually got the files, because I accidentally overwrote them, so I had to run back to my dorm. Once we got that out of the way, the show was great. The introductions went great. I had all the music was right on key, right on time. I had sound effects that we'd put in. It was great, and just like this podcast, it's only getting better each time, and it makes me really excited to see something develop from just a couple people standing around cracking jokes and trying to over get one over each other as far as improv goes, to actually having a sold out house. 2 in a row now, and it's amazing.
Congrats.
The 9 or 10 people that I'm doing it with are great. We all get along great, and it's a whole lot of fun. I am super stoked to hopefully very soon be able to get some of that put on the YouTube and be able to share that with more than just the people that come in. So we're looking at doing that every week, and I'm super stoked about it. So
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of that material.
Me too. Let me know. I wanna support you.
cool, thank you. The other thing though that I have to put out there, so Autumn is about 2.5 years old. She turns 3 in November. So I was FaceTiming my wife Saturday-ish maybe, and Autumn, she hears my voice and she's like, "Hi, Daddy," and it's always the highlight of that particular day. It can't get much better than that.
Right.
Well, that particular day, my wife was like, "Autumn, you want to count for Daddy?" And she starts counting. So my daughter, my 2.5-year-old, can count to 10, and knows most if not all of her alphabet. And it's just, man, that's so fucking cool.
That's awesome.
To be at that stage of fatherhood again, man. It's so cool. Because the first like year is all about mommy, Nobody gives a shit about dad. The second year they're testing everything and trying everything, but then once they hit about the 2-year mark, maybe the 3-year mark, right in that area, it's so amazing to just watch them learn something every single day, and that's what makes parenthood worth it. Is starting at that age right there and going forth, at least for dads. So
Yeah.
We're going to switch things up just a touch here. We're going to go ahead and go with the geeky thing of the week, because it just ties in a little bit better that way. Kent, your geeky thing of the week.
Yeah, Lucas and I, my oldest son, we've been watching Daredevil together, the Netflix original show.
Mm-hmm.
Digging it, man. Digging it. We're about, probably about 3/4 of the way through the series. And man, it is so good. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it, man. It is.
I'm waiting until I do my big MCU travel through.
Yeah.
So I don't want to watch it now because I don't see things out of order. I want to just go ahead and just eat the whole MCU at one time, some like 3 or 4 day weekend or something.
Yeah, you might need more than that with all the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything else that's going on.
And Agent Carter and everything else.
Yeah.
I need to catch up on my TV watching.
Have you watched Daredevil, Mikal?
No, I haven't. Everyone has tried to convince me to watch Daredevil, and I have not yet gotten into that show. Partially because I'm concerned they'll try to ruin Daredevil for me.
Oh,
Right.
dude, no, it's amazing. It's really good. I would be shocked if you didn't enjoy it. It's really well
Okay.
done.
Awesome.
I'm gonna watch it, and then if I'm shocked, it'll be a great review.
Yeah, right.
If he's shocked the wrong way, he'll just show up at your house and punch you in the face. You wasted hours of my life. All right.
Right now, I'm watching Hell on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels. I have not heard of this show.
I'm crazy about spaghetti westerns. I used to read those little nickel paperbacks.
Oh yeah.
All that kind of stuff, and so I'm really this is really like a western show that's centered around the Pacific Railroad and pioneers on stuff like that in the West. It's right now they're working with Central Pacific and Chinese immigrants and how that whole life was at the time. That's a pretty interesting show. So right now that's my big show. That's my thing. That and I just started watching Zoo last night.
Zoo.
I've actually heard about that from someone else, and I heard it's really good.
I'm intrigued by it so far.
Yeah.
At least it'll tide me over until Heroes comes out.
Oh yeah,
Heroes Redux.
Yeah,
I'm
Heroes
ready.
Reborn. I can't wait, man. I am stoked for that show.
I'm tingling right now from that idea. I wish they had Siler. Fucking Siler.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get him for some reason.
He's too famous now.
How is he too famous? What is he doing?
He's Spock.
Yeah, he's.
I don't give a fuck. You're Spock. Like you're not too famous. That's not logical.
Yeah. Agreed.
Seriously, you put some prosthetic ears on, and all of a sudden you're too good for us. Okay? Like, come on, man.
Wow.
Come on. You know whose fault it is? It's Uhura.
Yeah.
It's her fault. She probably talked him out of it. Business.
Yeah, she's too famous now too.
Yeah, she is.
They're all too famous.
Because she did that horrible Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree on that one.
No, man. I will never forgive her. I will never forgive her for that.
Oh wow. So my geeky thing of the week, not that it ties into any of that actually. I picked up Fallout. Okay, so Fallout Shelter came out for iOS. I don't know, some time ago, and I heard about it on Current Geek and picked it up. And it's super fun. It's not one of those games that tries to get you to buy 10 million things or anything else. It's more of an advertisement for Fallout 4 coming out later on this year. In the spirit of that, though, I saw an ad on Facebook that Fallout New Vegas, the complete edition with all the add-ons and everything else, was only $10 from some guy. And I was like, well, I'll pick that up. I don't even know where my free time is going now. It bleeds right out. It just disappears. I don't know. It's so much fun. It's Skyrim set in a post-apocalyptic world, and it's amazing. And it's all the things that you love about Fallout, and yeah, it's just so good, so good. I hate that I love that game so much. So that's
it's become your new time sink, huh?
I dumped Facebook last week, 2 weeks ago, and now I have this, and it's just like luckily I can play the game and listen to podcasts at the same time. So that's pretty much my only saving grace right now. I'm getting any kind of work done.
Right, man.
Oh, jeez.
I miss video games.
I
don't.
Yeah. It's anytime you're in a time sink situation, like things get crunched down, video games are always the first thing to just disappear, and you can't play them anymore. So it's not healthy. My fascination with video games, it's really not.
Oh man, I used to be all about the video games, man, and then a bunch of fighting and fatherhood and girlfriend and running like 3 different businesses at the same time hit. And then and I never got to beat Red Dead Redemption. And all of a sudden, it's like the thing that, what could have been.
Yeah, I think Red Dead Redemption was the last game that I was really into.
Yeah,
wow.
So
and it's been a minute.
For that.
Yeah.
You were ahead of me. Red Dead Redemption, I didn't get around to it until like the end of last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a fun one.
Yeah, one of these days I'll go back and actually finish the game. Hopefully.
I say that about all the open-ended games that I play, and it never happens. I still haven't finished any of the GTAs. I haven't finished Oblivion or Skyrim or Morrowind even. I never even finished Morrowind.
Oh yeah, I didn't even get close to finishing Morrowind.
The last big game I finished was Final Fantasy VII.
Oh God.
That's the last big game I finished. And that game ruined me. That game ruined me.
It's like 15 plus years ago.
That's the last game that it's like, you're like, I'll never be with anyone else again. That game did that to me. Like when Ares died, this is spoiler alert for anyone who has not played Final Fantasy VII. When Ares died, right, I cried. I was in high school, I cried. I had a tear, followed by another tear, followed by a sniffle.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure nothing in a video game has done that to me.
Is that the last time you cried? Be honest.
That's how much I cared. That and when my daughter was born. That was it. Those were the 2 times.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII and children being born. You heard it here. That's an equivalent. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
One of those is way less expensive than the other. I promise you.
How could you not cry when Ares died? Like, man, that was, dude. They really built up that character. They had character development then. I feel like I was invested.
Yeah.
You guys were not Final Fantasy VII fans?
That was definitely a game done right.
Yeah.
That was the last Final Fantasy game that I actually really played a considerable amount of, and for some reason I just lost interest about halfway through.
In the game?
Yeah.
I want to hug you right now.
It might have been because I saw the impending doom of the great characters.
Did you get to see Ares die?
No.
See, that's what happens, man. You didn't. I understand. You didn't want to go through the pain, but it's okay.
Exactly.
I mean, I understand. It ruined me too. You avoided that. You're a smarter man than me. It ruined me for love. I'm just kidding. I love love.
You love love?
Yeah, I do love love. Big shout out to Claire, the girl ruined my dreams.
Oh man, so it's about time for this. Now this week, Kent and I did not watch the same TED Talk.
But we both watched one.
I know, it's so
crazy
weird. All right, man, I'll let you go first. Chris Downey, designed with the blind in mind.
Yeah, really cool. I recommend this one. Chris Downey is an architect that back in 2008 he had to have brain surgery. He had to have a tumor removed, and a couple days after the surgery, he started to lose his vision, and I think it was by the 3rd day he was completely blind. Wow. Complications from the surgery.
Wow.
And he was the talk was basically about his experience with becoming blind and experiencing the world in a completely different way. Obviously, when you lose one sense, the other senses are heightened, or you become they're not necessarily heightened, but you become more aware of them.
Right.
And so he was talking about going through San Francisco, well, Oakland and San Francisco, and what it was like. Excuse me, and just the smells and the things that he was hearing that he never noticed before about the cities, and it was just really cool to kind of hear him walk us through that. And he was talking about, it was kind of a message to architects or anyone that's involved with city building, that if we design cities with people who have disabilities in mind, that it can actually enhance the city for people without disabilities as well. And I thought it was really cool. The one quote that I took from it that I really liked, he said there's two types of people: those with a disability and those who haven't found theirs yet.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I highly recommend the talk. So check it out.
I'm
Chris
writing
Downey,
that down
Design
right now.
with Blind in Mind.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. All right, mine was Suzana Herculano-Houzel. I'm sure I'm screwing that up, but if you have a name that people constantly screw around with and can't get right, it's your own fault. That's all I'm saying. Especially
present company excluded, of course.
For you, maybe. Yeah. What is so special about the human brain? And I'm gonna really summarize this pretty quick. She's a neuroscientist, and essentially she dissolved brains down, different brains, from rat brains to whale brains, human brains, all this stuff, and she figured out that it's not a matter of size that counts, it's a matter of density and the way that it breaks down. Essentially, we are the top of the mental cognitive food chain because we cook. Cooking is what separates us from the rest of the animal world. If you want to know why, go to TED.com, check out Suzana Herculano-Houzel and what is so special about the human brain. Now, something I thought was really remarkable about this, it's been translated in subtitles in 37 languages.
Oh, wow.
That's something I had never looked at before when watching TED videos, but it's something I will definitely be paying attention to now. 37
no doubt.
languages. So, 1.7 million views. It astonishes me the number of people that are watching these videos and how often I run into stupid people in the world.
That's because all the smart people are actually in front of the video. They don't come out enough.
That could be. All right. So Mikal, do you have any new TED Talks that you'd like to talk about this week?
Man, I've been so wrapped up in all these projects that I've been doing. I have not actually had a lot of time to YouTube video it up. This past week, I've been getting my read on with reading one of my favorite books over again though, which I think is tantamount to a TED Talk, which is a book called Illusions by Richard Bachman. So I kind of disconnected from the internet a little bit as I focused on my fighters and stuff like that. But so I read this book like once a year, right? And it's the tale of a reluctant messiah, right? And the prologue always really grabs me around the concept of stepping out there into the unknown. There's a community of lizards, right? And this community of lizards, they live on an embankment of what would be a creek to us, but to them is a fast-moving river, right? They can walk into the water a little bit, but if they go too far, they have this community mindset and community theory that if you go out too far in the water, that the current will take you away and it'll bang you against the rocks and kill you, right? And so nobody goes deep into the water, but there was one lizard that was really a rule breaker. He didn't follow conventional wisdom too much, and he was an explorer. He decided to go out into the water a little bit further each time, and then one time he gets picked up and taken away by the water and bangs him against the rocks, and he's like, this is where I die, right? And so he gets banged around, and then he finally floats back up to the top, and he's floating after he gets to a point where the water starts to calm down, he's floating and taking in his existence, and then he comes along and he sees things he's never seen before, other existential cool stuff happening, and then he sees these other these other community of lizards, and he kind of floats on into them. They're like, he's walking on water, right? And and as he floats on in, they're tripping out, and they start trying to, start trying to praise him and things like that. And he explains to them his situation and how he came to be here. He was like, hey, I too was like you, and I went into the water, and after I got banged around and I made it and survived and kept going, I kind of rose to the top. He's like, and you could do this too. And they're like, no, we can't. You're special. And he's like, tries to explain to them, but they don't want to listen. And instead of following him, right, at some point he comes to the position mentally where he's like, well, I got to keep on my journey, so I'm going to go back out there into the water, right? And they're like, no, he's like, you guys can come with me, and if you want. And they're like, they start tripping out. Anyway, he gets in the water, and he gets beat up around a little bit. And then he floats to the top and continues on his journey. And then they make a monument to it, right? That is an inspiring story to me. If that's just the prologue, by the way, that's not the book. That is just the prologue, and it has nothing to do with the rest of the book, per se. Right? Per se, right? It's like it's not a book about lizards. It's not talking about humans.
That's a good hook, though.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. The guy, he killed it, and I read it like once a year. But anyway, it's a short book. It's not that long. Even if you just read the prologue, it's worth it. Kind of reminding me about stepping out into the water. And anyway, that's not a TED Talk. But
still something you found inspirational. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Cool.
You guys are going to kick me off now. And we said TED Talk.
Yeah.
No, but we haven't talked about what we brought you on to talk about yet.
Yeah, we can't kick you off yet.
Yeah, so let's move into that now. Ant-Man.
Yeah.
What did you think about Ant-Man?
Oh, man. So, everybody's been asking me this because I am really well known for being super, super critical about Marvel movies in particular, because I'm a huge comic book nerd and proud of it. And yeah, man, Ant-Man is the first Marvel movie, I would say, that lived up to my to what I well, minus X-Men First Class, the first one, right? To live up to my expectations of what it could be, right? Wow, like Ant-Man freaking killed it. Like Paul Rudd, I don't think they could have found a better casted actor for that. I didn't even see him as the Friends Paul Rudd in that one. I just saw him as Mr. Lang.
Yeah. What was your thoughts of going with Scott Lang as opposed to Hank Pym?
So that was weird, man. I could see how they did that. I could see they're kind of mixing things. I put that off to the side, right? But they already messed up because Hank Pym is actually the creator of Ultron.
Right.
And so, for those of you who are listening to the podcast that don't know, I know I just ruined Ultron for you. It wasn't Tony Stark. He didn't do shit, right? That's it was Hank Pym, Doctor Strange. For those of you posers who don't know who Doctor Strange is, right? Sorry, I went off there for a second. But anyway, yeah, man, I was kind of at first I was upset about it. I made my peace with it. They're doing their artistic. I mean, they have a little bit of artistic license. It's gonna change the entire story, I guess. They haven't even introduced Doctor Strange yet.
Right. But they're going to.
Yes, I hear he's gonna get his own standalone movie.
Yeah, I'm hearing Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
What? The best Khan ever! Oh my God. No one else could have been, in today's market, as actors, could have played Khan. Who else?
I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play that one out, because he's one of those characters I think that's hard to translate to the screen.
I agree. I'm concerned how they're gonna. So right now they've dealt with mutant abilities, which is latent mutant abilities can be considered faux science fiction, right? As soon as we start talking about magic, right now, I mean, whoa, how are we gonna broach that subject, right? There's a bunch of magical characters in Marvel Universe, including the Juggernaut, which, by the way, they tried to pass off as a mutant, right? His powers are because he went on a magical journey and fucked with magic, right? Which, by the way, kids, don't fuck with magic.
Agreed.
I don't mean the cards either. Yeah, I don't mean the cards.
Well, I kind of like the explanation that they gave in the Thor movie about how magic and science are one of the same. It's just kind of the an interpretation. Magic is basically science that you haven't explained yet.
Yes. I agree with that, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah. But
That
still,
works for
don't
me.
fuck with that shit. You don't understand it. But I like the explanation of the PIM particles. I like the use of oh my gosh, I forgot the actor's name who played the Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, I don't even remember now.
Yeah,
Hey,
the bald guy.
Yeah, Jeremy in the chat, if you could give us the answer on that one.
Yeah, that guy
yeah.
is. He did a great job. I think Michael Douglas did a great job. I think everybody in that cast. Oh my God, Michael Pena.
Corey Stoll played Yellow Jacket.
Man, I think he did a great job. I think he was like he had a lot of range, and that character has a lot of range, right? He is like slowly getting crazier and crazier. You can see it. They did a great job. Michael Pena, that guy made what? What? I think he stole the fucking scene. Every scene he was in, he stole it. Somebody put handcuffs on that man, arrest that man. He stole each scene.
Yeah, I really like Michael Pena. He just every movie I see him in, he's just like perfect. He's on point, funny, but not to the point of being just like overly silly and you know, like he's not annoying. He's like, oh my God, that guy is just fucking funny.
Yeah, man, he's got like his comedic timing, right? Is like so on point, man. That ending, on the end credits when he was like trying to connect him with the Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yep.
He reminded me of one of my favorite previous characters he played in that movie with Seth Rogen, Observe and Report.
Okay.
That was my first time seeing him. When he's like, I can't. What did he say? He was like, he was a mall security cop, and apparently doing heroin or some kind of injectable drug in a bathroom stall, telling Seth Rogen, "I'm not gonna lie to you, Downey. There ain't nothing good about this, right?" And I was like, you know what? That is both dark and hilarious. There is nothing good about this.
Yeah.
Also, kids, don't do drugs.
Drugs are bad.
In a bathroom stall of the mall.
Especially
at all. I'm kidding.
If you're gonna do drugs, definitely not the ones in the bathroom stall at the mall.
Don't ever do those. If you're going to do drugs, I'm not even super for the ones that are prescribed by the doctors.
Be smart about the stupid decisions you're making. All right.
Make them about the outside of your body, not the inside. You can walk back on those sometimes.
Wow.
Okay, so real quick follow-up here. Fantastic Four. Did you see it yet?
No, and I'm a little bit... Guys, okay, so I've fought men on multiple continents, fight men in cages, done all kind of stuff like that. I'm a little anxious. Right? I don't get anxious about much. I'm a little anxious about watching Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a little bit scared.
So none of the three of us have watched it for two different reasons. I haven't watched it because I have no desire to watch it after watching the first one or the first whatever the two. And you two have not watched it because you're afraid it's going to suck as bad as everybody says it did.
Yeah. I was apprehensive with the trailers. The reviews that thing has gotten. Oh God! Like I want nothing to do with it.
I like
it's sitting
the
at
trailer.
it's sitting at like a 3.5 on IMDb.
I like the trailers. I am concerned about the actual movie. I heard when the director tells you that it was cut incorrectly.
Yeah. I did hear that.
Like, I want to see the director's cut. I don't even want to. I will pay for the director's cut instead of the theatrical. You know, I was like,
yeah,
dude, I will buy that thing for $20. I'll buy it for $20 right now.
Man, I tell you what, if you can get the director's cut out there, I will download it for free. That's actually saying quite a bit for me. So
yeah, just
not only will I download it, I might actually watch it. Might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wait until Netflix or whatever streaming service gets it. I'll watch it there.
Whatever streaming service. Whatever
Yeah.
streaming service it lands on.
Right. I'm not gonna go pay for this movie.
No.
It's probably the first Marvel movie in I don't even know how many years that's been in theaters and I haven't gotten to see it.
So
what movie did you not go to see previously?
I'm not even sure. Maybe X-Men First Class, maybe.
What?
It's been a while.
Years?
No.
That was. What did you think of X-Men First Class?
I loved it. I thought that was great.
I think that was the best X-Men movie.
Yep.
That they had made.
Yep. You know, there's a new Wolverine. They're supposed to be making a new Wolverine movie.
I heard
Wolverine
that. What's it
whatever.
going to be about? What's it going to be about?
I don't know. All I saw was an announcement for I think it's 2017 or something.
As long as it has practical effects, because I think we've shown time and time again that these CGI effects, there's a place for them, and it's not in our big movies that we're really interested in.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one. That's kind of ridiculous. I'm also upset with Hugh Jackman. I want to send a message out to Hugh. Hugh Jackman, you don't get to leave us. We leave you. Right? You don't break up with us. We break up with you. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
You're Wolverine for life. You don't get to fuck with that. How dare you force us into a reboot?
Yeah.
No.
Awful.
That's not cool.
Another actor who's gotten too big for his own pants.
I feel like he should like there should be a law against it. I feel like the law should come into
Yeah.
I feel like a judge somewhere.
Yeah. So I have to ask the question. It kind of parallels with this a little bit, and Jeremy actually in the chat room brought it up. What did you think about the Deadpool trailer?
Oh man, Deadpool. So, wow, I had to take an actual second for that. So I've watched that trailer maybe 150 times. Yeah, sometimes it's playing in the background,
That was one of the trailers I had to I saw it on it popped up on Twitter or whatever the red banner trailer blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever, it's just gonna be some crap that some too much blood or whatever. No, okay, cool. I took it to work. It showed all the guys at work. I shared it out. I made sure the wife saw it. Man, if this is one of those things that usually when I see a trailer, I'm like, okay, I want more. Expand upon that. Now that you've given me a taste, show me the rest of the plate.
Yes.
This trailer, yes. You don't have to give me anything more than what I saw. Just give me 2 hours of that, and I'm good.
I'm right there with you. Although Deadpool plays a really important part in the Infinity story, right?
Yeah.
Because Deadpool starts to death loves Deadpool, right? I don't know if they're ever gonna like broach that concept of death being an actual gorgeous cartoon woman, right? Who Thanos is desperately in love with. Are you guys laughing at me right now because I'm nerding it out? All right, okay.
No, please continue. Please continue.
No, I'm interested in. I mean, one of my favorite comics when I was collecting was Angel. So, anytime there's heaven and hell embodied in a
yes.
gorgeous woman drawn on paper, I'm there.
Done. So Deadpool having a relationship with death is like which even got physical at one point, right? Is like that's so important to the Infinity story, right? I really think they're setting us up big time with this one. Like I have a lot of hope for this one. Deadpool, don't break my heart. I think the violence and the comedy was really well done in the trailer, and I love the comment about the brown pants.
Yeah,
right?
This guy's got it right. He wore the brown pants. Yeah, it just.
Yep.
Like you look like a testicle with teeth. I mean, there's just some of the things down there, man.
You look like Freddy Krueger face fucked a topographical map of Utah.
You look like an avocado who fucked another older avocado.
Yes. Okay, so like I said, I don't need more of the story on that. Just give me. I don't care what you do with it. Just give me 2 hours of that, and it's a win.
If you give me 30 fucking solid minutes of just that one scene, of that one, right? Then yes, I will pay money for that.
Oh man.
I want to know, because a lot of times those actors have, they sit there and just go off script and ad-lib a bunch of that. I wonder how much of that was ad-libbed and how much of that was scripted and how long that went on for them to cut it down to, whatever they put in the final film or just the trailer or whatever, and just give us the rest of that, like, as the credits are rolling. Just let us see the rest of that as the credits are going and we're good.
Yes, that is, man.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited we're getting an actual Deadpool. Unlike that pile of shit that was in the Wolverine movie.
Yes.
That was fucking embarrassingly god awful.
They're using the same actor though.
Deadpool. Yeah, I know, and that's cool. But the portrayal in that Wolverine movie was absolute garbage.
So
that was really, really bad.
Here's my my 2 cents on the whole thing. I am not a person to typically be stuck in Marvel or comic book movies or anything else. Last time I was this excited about a movie was Spider-Man in 2002.
Which one? Whoa.
Oh, the old Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, the original Tobey Maguire. And I know it's not the original Spider-Man, so as I'm saying, it's the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Right.
That's the last time I was this excited about a Marvel, a comic book, anything of that sort movie.
To this day, I think Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man, though.
Yeah. Amos, didn't you and I go see that together in Okinawa?
Yeah, because that's the time that I got the van caught in the parking lot when they closed the parking lot. We had to have our wives come pick us up from the theater because we were too stupid to park somewhere else.
Yeah.
Fucking Okinawa.
Good times.
So, yeah.
Yeah, parking lots close in Okinawa.
In Okinawa, they close. It's not like you can't come in. You can't come in or go out. Yeah, I had a light ace. The thing was like a skateboard with a cover. We were not four-wheeling it over any curbs or anything.
You never heard that song Hotel Okinawa? You didn't. That's a thing.
Oh no.
No, I haven't.
Now I have to look that up.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
See, you had me going. Like, now there needs to be a thing.
Yeah, coming soon from Mikal Abdullah.
You may never leave. Yeah, we'll do some karaoke for the rest of the. Which I am crazy about. That's what I did for my birthday, karaoke.
I've been hosting karaoke, and the other night I went ahead and broke out some lyrics we rewrote for "Hold My Hand" by Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes.
Back when I was at Kunsan, you turned it into "Hold My Schlong," a song about juicies. And I went ahead and performed that. And as I'm performing that, as I'm like saying it, because I can't sing for shit. We all know that. So as I'm like melodically saying the words into the microphone, this huge group of Filipino women come in. That was uncomfortable.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
So yeah, that was but whatever. You know, they can't fire me because they haven't officially hired me yet. So screw it.
Nah. that one might make it to iTunes. You never know.
Okay, so speaking of awkward and crazy shit, Jared Fogle.
Oh my god.
I couldn't let this go without saying something this week. Like I had to say it. Mikal, have you have you heard about this at all?
Yeah.
Subways, Jared. Oh.
So, I never liked that guy. I never trusted him. And I'm seriously, I never did. I ask anybody who knows me and has talked to me about Subway. I don't eat Subway. I never trusted him. I've been saying this for years. I didn't say why. I didn't know why. But you ever look at somebody and you're like, that guy.
Yeah, there was always something off about him. It wasn't the fact that he had man tits hanging down to his knees either. There was something off about him. And
I can forgive that. I can forgive
I always
man
thought
tits down to your knees.
the skinnier he got, the creepier he looked.
Yes,
That's what I always thought about him.
He was a jolly fat dude. He's a creepy looking skinny guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that guy. Oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. Like it's all the whole kids. Don't look at kid stuff. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just it's god awful.
And then to top it all off, his wife's like, "Yeah, I'm seeking dissolution of the marriage or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah." So my conspiracy mind. Okay. I was thinking about this as we were talking about it at work today, and now correct me if I'm wrong, but I have, and I'm going to open up a little bit here. I have certain preferences and tendencies when it comes to sex. Okay.
Yeah, everyone does.
Right. My wife knows these. I mean, because that's where I direct my sexual energy, right? I mean, my wife knows my tendencies and my likes, dislikes, all that kind of stuff. You would think that someone who's been doing this for years, she had to have known that something was off or something was wrong. Yeah, I just can't believe that there's that, you know. So in my conspiracy mind, I'm not saying it's accurate, I'm not reporting the news or anything, but in my conspiracy mind, he goes in and agrees to plead guilty, which is not the same as pleading guilty. He has not pled guilty.
Yeah.
He has agreed to plead guilty at a later date. Yeah. That's where he currently stands. Well, if he was trying to protect his wife from any knowledge of any of this, and he wanted to plead guilty to it to alleviate any suspicion from her, and then she disillusioned, or dissolved the marriage in order to save face and skate out of it. I'm just saying I could see a CSI episode coming out of this. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm just saying there's a story to be told. There's a Lifetime special there. All right.
There is. I would watch that on the Wii channel. Like that's. Sir, you sir, are a hopeful romantic, and I applaud you. Yeah, like I understand. I could, as you're weaving this story, I'm like, that's love. It's really, really uncomfortable, illegal, and morally reprehensible love. Right?
Oh, jeez.
You know that.
What do you think?
I mean, and if that is. I mean, I can see that. Like, how do you not? I mean, how does your spouse or lover not know your sexual tendencies and wants? Like, unless you're living a double life, which also could exist. But
So my thing is this: did she? So she's sitting at home and like, oh well, the skinnier he gets, the less sex drive he has. Like no, the skinnier you get, the more sex drive you have because now you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and of course this is all complete, absolute bullshit conjecture coming out of my mind. I'm not trying to say any of this is actually true, but
For sure. They got married in 2010. I saw that, right?
Yeah,
and they were together for.
Oh, and he just dropped.
We lost Mikal.
See, the man's trying to hold him down like he had a good idea.
Yeah, hopefully he reconnects here in a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jared Fogle, man, the one thing that when this news first came out,
pardon the pun, but it's a little hard to digest,
right? When the news of this first came out, like however many months ago it was, the local Subway, like they still had all the like Jared ads or whatever, but they had like pieces of paper like taped over them.
Yeah, they still had one here on base, and it got taken down like that day. Like it was done.
Yeah.
As soon as the Fogle Foundation got named on that, and the initial, or the I don't know, the CEO or whoever he was, the initial person that got charged with it and everything else. Yeah. Jeremy says Jared Fogle will get at least 6 or 12 inches in prison.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's gonna spend some time there. He's gonna it's gonna be another life-changing event in his world.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh man,
awful.
So hopefully we get Mikal back on here. Meanwhile,
yeah. So yeah. All right. Well,
so we'll just keep going. We do have some feedback this week. Oh, there we go. Okay, he just popped back on right in time.
Yep.
Maybe. Don't worry, internets. This is only live. And all right, yeah.
Now it looks like he's joined twice.
Yeah. There we go.
And he's back.
I'm back. Yeah. You know what? It's crazy. I was like, as I'm waiting to get back on, I'm thinking about how long I must be off, and it feels like an eternity. I was probably off for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, how impatient am I that I'm sitting there like, oh no, I ruined the show.
Believe me, if anything's going to ruin the show, it's not going to be you or anything that you've done.
Yeah. That's all right. I appreciate that. The Jared Fogle thing, man. That guy. I see a lot of memes, people making fun about, he's going to be having a foot long in jail, and he's going to,
We just
he's not going to have to. Oh, you did? And how he's not going to have to pay $5 for it, and not because of inflation or because of the futures market or
it's not inflation. It's engorgement.
Yeah, it is. Right. But like at the same time, like it's really sad, man, to me that that this guy.
Such an inspirational story got corrupted by money and
compulsion,
and
that he couldn't control.
Yeah, and
right.
It's
he didn't choose to control. Excuse
me. Well, I think that's best left up to the people that are actually comfortable with the DSM-5, and how he fits in there, if at all.
Yeah.
But really, it's It's sad how someone who had such an inspiring story to so many people, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that were inspired, not just to go to Subway and eat Subway, but to see someone go from 450 to 200, in he says a year, but just a short amount of time, regardless of how long it actually was, to come out like this, to end up being essentially, at least to 14 little girls or kids or whatever, an absolute monster. It's sad to see that flip around like that.
Yeah, anytime there's a fall from grace, like I don't want to get too deep into this, but the whole Bill Cosby story. just to watch a fall from grace like that is just, it's always heartbreaking to me and difficult to watch.
Yeah. The real, people are getting upset, about this, and they should. I think that, and as a society, we poke light at things to try to not to deal with the uncomfortableness and the awkwardness and the pain of the situation that comes out. I'd like to see maybe whatever. I wonder. The idea came to my head, like what charitable organizations assist with those kind of situations. And I'd like to see some of those use this to generate and create more awareness about about assisting the children that are affected.
Right, absolutely. Put a positive spin.
By these kinds of monsters. Those are real monsters.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well,
sorry, I took it like dark. I took it like.
No, man, it's that's one good thing about our show is we're not trying to pretend about anything. This is us genuinely talking about a subject that is one, we find the humor in Jared's portion of it, but we understand that there's a tragedy underneath it all. And regardless of how much tragedy Jared himself is actually going through with any possible mental conditions or if it's just some random excuse or whatever, I don't whatever. There's still a tragedy there.
I really don't even care. I don't even care if he has a mental disease. All I can think about is the people whose lives, whether or not they get therapy, whatever, how they're going to be able to cope for the rest of their life. Fuck his problems on that situation.
Yeah, seriously, he's going to go to prison and get a free education anyway, so fuck it. Let's worry about the people that's been affected by what he and his cohorts have done. So.
Agreed. Agreed. They're talking about 5 to 12 years.
Yeah, 5 to 12 years. It's going to take longer than that for some of those kids to get out of therapy.
Yeah, man. So. I have other views on that. But that's. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough punishment.
Yeah, 5 to 12 years each case, maybe. I don't know. That's up to.
Fucking manslaughter can get you 5 years, man. That's on accident, right? Like.
Yeah.
All right, Mikal. It has been another huge pleasure having you on the show tonight.
Yeah.
It's great to have a guest like you that comes on and just fits right into the show and just flows with us so well. It's really awesome, and we really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
So what would you like to pimp?
What do you have going on in the near future that you might want to promote?
That I'm promoting, things that I'm doing right now? Man, I've been pretty consistent. My Aces Jiu-Jitsu Club in beautiful Austin, Texas is growing like crazy. I'm going to be featured in the Austin Family Magazine out here. Oh, am I frozen? Can you hear me?
Nope. We're all back. We're all back in sync now.
Don't mind us.
I'm back.
So you can be featured in Austin Family Magazine?
Yeah, which is really cool for our growing family program. Instead of having kids classes, here at Aces Jiu-Jitsu Club, we do family classes, which is a really unique opportunity for kids to train alongside their parents, and kids get the chance to not, instead of just learning from their parents, they get to view how their parents learn new things and how their parents deal with fear and new situations and overcoming setbacks and all that kind of stuff, and getting tapped out and all that stuff, which is a special bonding experience that I'm really proud of that we do here. That's really rare, and because most places they have kids classes, you send your kids over here and then they learn, and you go have a latte or something instead of learning together. And I mean, the parents are they're not really rolling with the kid. They're rolling with other parents, and the kids are rolling with kids. But at the end of class, when everybody gets to vocalize it and intellectualize their takeaways, you can see these kids like, now you're not just my hero because you're my parent, right? But you're my hero because I'm watching you overcome things. and the same and vice versa. As the parents get to watch their, wow, my child is really intelligent and intuitive and insightful on a level that's hard to stimulate otherwise and hard to replicate. So I'm really, really proud of that, and I'm really proud to work with Austin Family Magazine, and hopefully that catches on, and more people, more instructors start programs like that, and really kind of build communities instead of babysitting. Not to say that that's what all those things are doing, but I think it's a really awesome opportunity, and I'm really proud to be able to invest in the students that I have that way and share with them in a really unique, rare fashion like that. So that's been a big thing we've been pushing big lately. Get my fighters ready for competition.
And he froze. No, that's talking about what he was saying about the kids and parents training together. That
sounds absolutely amazing to me.
Yeah, that's really cool. When I started karate, me and the boys started together, and they weren't in the kids class. The three of us trained together as white belts and yellow belts, and actually all the way through orange. But that was really cool for us to be able to do that together. At least from my perspective. I really enjoyed that.
Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and cruise on into a little bit of feedback that we got. Patrick decided to give us a little comment on our Facebook page that you can find by looking up Ritual Misery on the old search bar in Facebook. He said, referring to episode 44, we missed a tangent for talking about Dragonlance books, which would then lead into other things you used to do when you were younger, but not anymore. Also, books you had to read in school but now enjoy. Black Like Me was a great example, he says. And that's one of those things that it's good to see feedback like this and be reminded of things from when we were little. Especially the Dragonlance books. We were huge fans of Dragonlance, all of us. Like the town of Oxford, Indiana ran on Dragonlance books. And Kent, I believe you have some particular news regarding Dragonlance and next week's show.
Yeah, so the big announcement that I kind of teased last night on Facebook. So last week I talked about the big push for guests and reaching out to guests, and so I'm very excited to announce that next week on the Ritual Misery podcast we will be hosting Margaret Weis.
Margaret frickin' Weis, man.
The author and co-creator of the Dragonlance saga.
That is
very exciting. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I've been about to shit myself for like the last 4 days since I found out about that. Mikal, are you there?
I'm here. I'm back.
Okay. Did you ever read Dragonlance when you were little?
I can't say that I did.
Yeah.
Or even when you were big.
So no, I'm not aware of that series.
It's the Dragonlance books were I was Gordon Jackson actually introduced me to them. So Patrick Nidiff I think actually introduced me to them. But I didn't because Patrick's a little eccentric sometimes, so I didn't really pay attention to him. And then Gordon Jackson said, "Yeah, man, you got to read this book. It's really good." And I found that out because I saw him crying in like English class or science class or something like that. I don't want to say crying, but he was definitely emotional during some free time when he was reading the book. And I was like, "Holy shit, what is this book that's gotten you so wrapped up into it?" And he's like, "You got to start reading them." So I picked up Dragons of Autumn Twilight, and I don't know, I'm 170 Dragonlance books in at this point, something like that. So. Yeah, and I've read some of the things she's done. The Deathgate cycle. Oh my man, this woman is so wrapped up into the modern thought process of fiction and fantasy. That even if you haven't heard her name, you have seen something that she's taken part in. I mean, the Marvel role-playing game, Serenity or Firefly, the role-playing game. She's involved in all of that, and she's just I'm so excited to have her on next week. It's going to be great. So that being said, if you're listening to this or you're watching it live or whatever else, if you have questions, get those questions into us, and we'll try to present them to her next week. That's what is it? ritualmiserypodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. Or you can go to reddit.com/ritual, or no, what is it? Ritualmisery. What is our subreddit?
ritualmisery.reddit.com.
That's it.
Wow, you guys have a subreddit. Damn.
Yeah, we try to foster the community here. So
I dig that. I'm gonna do that for cerebralbjj.com. I'm gonna get a subreddit.
So
hell yeah.
We're really excited about that. So that's gonna be next week's show. We got some technical issues to work out between now and then, so the pressure's on Kent.
Yep. We'll get it done.
Yep. One more thing, Mikal, I didn't get a chance to properly finish my thank you to you for being here tonight. Awesome having you on again, like I said before. And thank you for getting the headset this time, so the audio should be a little bit better than last time. This time we'll be able to hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hopefully, if I ever get invited back, we'll have better internet.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully, via Time Warner.
Yeah.
There has to be something somewhere that says anytime someone's talking about the quality of their internet and how it's going to improve, they must cut out right at that moment, because that's exactly what you just did.
What?
That is amazing.
And now you're frozen, so. Oh, man. Okay, there we go.
Let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to also tell you thank you very much, Mikal, for coming on. I'd love to have you back again. Absolutely, you are a wonderful guest.
Don't worry, you'll
Thanks,
you'll see another invite next time a Marvel movie comes out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are really, really, man. I love people that I love, right? And I love hanging out with you guys and conversing and chatting. You guys are two awesome, cool guys. That, by the way, a bunch of my students really enjoy your podcast as well. By the way.
Excellent. Very cool.
One in particular, Joel, he was like, "Oh, Coach, I heard you on this podcast. It's really cool," and then we kind of bonded over that and how cool you guys are as well. So I appreciate being invited on, being able to share.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much. It's about that time for me to scroll down on my little notes page here and actually get to the ending of this show, isn't it?
It's about that time.
About that time. Well, man, it has been a very long last 2 days or whatever. What day is today? Today's Thursday, right? Woo!
All day.
I want to also mention that you can find Mikal on Twitter at MikalBJJ. That's at MikalBJJ. And, of course, acesjujitsuclub.com. So, Kent, where can people find you at, man?
Of course, you can find me on the Twitter at RM_Del Noche. That's the best place to follow me. If you're a beer person, go to ratebeer.com and look up username Del Noche. You can see my reviews. I think I've got one new one on there in the last week. So, yeah, check me out.
It better be a good one if you think you have one new one for the last week. It's either a really good one or a really good beer, one or the other.
Well, I did one recently. I don't remember if it was this week or last week, but yeah,
awesome.
There's something fairly recent on there.
I'm Amos, of course. You can find me at Ethan Kane on Twitter. One day we will discuss how we came up with our Twitter names. You can follow the show on Twitter at Ritual Misery. Submit ideas on our subreddit, ritualmisery.reddit.com. You can email us, podcast@ritualmisery.com. You can call and leave us a voicemail, 567-69-TRMPC. That's 567-698-7672. You can find all these links and more and ways to support the show and give feedback at our website, ritualmisery.com. Thank you so much to Kevin MacLeod for allowing us to use your music. Thank you for listening. For Kent, for me, for Mikal, and for you, this has been your Ritual Misery podcast.
See ya.
Yeah.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Mikal is Brian Brushwood.
What's
Do
up?
what?
The laugh on that that ending bumper that we just played, that's
Yeah.
Brian Brushwood.
Really?
Yeah, here, listen to it again. Here.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
I hear it. I hear it now.
Yeah,
Now
they put that at the end of all their shows. So I emailed Justin Robert Young one day. I was like, hey, you mind if we put that on ours just as a constant kickback to you guys since you're kind of an inspiration for us? And he was like,
Yeah.
sure, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, it belongs to the community. You guys are part of Diamond Club, so go right ahead. So
Nice. That's really cool. They're
Yeah.
cool people. by
yeah,
the way.
oh yeah.
They are, and I'm still half ashamed that like I've only met Brian Brushwood one time in person, and the initial impression that I made on him, somebody was on stage. It might have been Justin Robert Young, and he was saying something, and everybody was throwing up the diamond signal, and he said something else, the Diamond Club sign, and he said something else, and instead of doing the Diamond Club, I've just flipped him off. Right?
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
And right as I flip him off, Brian looks at me and he's like, "The fuck, man?" Like, I don't know. Like in my head, it made sense, but I was like 3 or 4 beers in at the time. I can't be held liable for those
Yeah.
actions.
That's the
man.
rule. That's the rule. You can't be held responsible after that.
Yeah. All right. Anything you want to say towards the end of our little YouTube video before I hit the stop broadcast button?
Just that if any of the viewers want to see some really cool jiu-jitsu and some cool stuff and follow me more closely, they can check out at Mikal BJJ on Instagram, where I am I'm showing a whole bunch of really cool stuff. My travels, fighters in the UFC and stuff like that work with me, and some cool videos.
Yep, it's some cool stuff. I watch those occasionally because I see on Twitter when you post to Instagram, and I'll go to those
cool.
and yeah, I'll check them out. It's pretty neat stuff.
Very cool. I'll make
So
sure that we
sweet.
get that in the show notes as well, so that's included on there. All right, and with that, we are going to end our broadcast. So thank you to our viewer and our chatter, even if they're the same person, which I would hope so. That wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Right.
One person's watching, another person's just randomly chatting shit. That'd be great. But thank you, and y'all have a good night.
Yep. Thanks everybody. See ya.
Thank you guys.